Fillies. West Aussie Wonder Filly has won the Northerly. Amelia's Jewel scored from Ironclad or Cascadian. Behind them, close up on the inside, Steinem.
She's the darling of WA Racing right now is Amelia's Jewel. That was her win in the Group 1 Drummond Golf Northerly Stakes from a couple of weeks ago. And Diggers, as I throw to you, we have a very special guest on the line.
That is Peter Walsh, who can confirm this morning, Tim, that Amelia's Jewel will run in the TABtouch slot for the $4 million Quokka. Walsh's WA Wonder Filly is going to represent an iconic brand here in Western Australia, along with Amelia Park. Peter Walsh, as I say, a very good morning to you. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Good morning, Digby, Tim.
What about her as a filly, Pete? You must be so very proud of her, and there was talk about her going east. There was talk about her staying. We can, I think, on behalf of everyone here in WA, say we're rapt that she is going to be staying here and be running around in April at Ascot for TABtouch in the Quokka.
Yeah, she'll probably have 2 starts here, then probably head to Sydney. But I think myself and Simon over-raced a little bit when we cooled down a little bit after Monday, after being on the radio and saying she was going to Melbourne. That afternoon, Simon rang me and just said, look, 3 weeks is not going to be long enough for her to have a spell and get prepped for Melbourne, because we all know that she was behind the 8 ball and had to put weight on and train as well. And a lot of people probably don't know that she got a touch of the virus too just before the Northerly, a couple of weeks out. So she had a really hard campaign, and what Simon and his team did was magnificent. So we really believe that she needed a good 6 weeks off. But we're rapt to be in WA and go for the Quokka.
When did it come about? When did TABtouch knock on the door, Pete, and say, we want your filly to run for us in the very first running of the $4 million Quokka?
Oh, pretty well straight away. We had a lot of interest after the Northerly, and I left it all to Simon. And I'd like to thank the other people that contacted us too, because it's an honour that people are ringing that want your horse. But we went with TABtouch because, you know, they're good sponsors of West Australian Racing. Amelia Park's a sponsor. We're all WA, the filly's WA, so we think it's a great fit.
It is a great fit, Pete, and it's a big day. And not only is there going to be the $4 million Quokka, as Tim referenced, but it is also Karrakatta Plate Day, and that is a race which is dear to your heart.
Yeah, it'll be Amelia Park Karrakatta Day on the same day. So I said to Simon, we've got to get a 2-year-old to win the Karrakatta and then try and win the Quokka. I'm not putting the pressure on him at all.
No, none at all.
And even looking out at Ascot, Peter, you look towards the big screen there, and just to the right of the big screen as we look at it from the grandstand, there's 2 big signs there. It's TABtouch and it's Amelia Park, and now hand in hand, it's only fitting. Yeah,
that's right. That's what Simon and myself worked out. We said, well, look, they're great sponsors. We sponsor both the races and have the WA darling of racing at the moment to race for WA and to stay in WA as well, and for them to encourage us to stay. Yeah, it's a great fit, as I said.
Peter, how has she arrived back down at the farm?
She arrived back in great order. I think Simon, you know, the job and his team did, we all know, was marvellous. But I think she just peaked in the last 2 to 3 weeks of a campaign, and she come back looking magnificent. And she's putting weight on, and she's in with a friend now, and probably got the special paddock. And we give her a lot of carrots and a lot of attention, and hope she has a good 6-week spell.
So we are having a chat here to Peter Walsh, of course. Amelia's Jewel locked in for TABtouch's slot in the Quokka in 2022. So let's map it out. So how many, ideal world, how many trials, runs leading into the $4 million Quokka on April 14? Now that guarantee that you can work back from that date.
Yeah, look, she'll probably have 1 trial. I really haven't spoke to Simon, but he's just said we'll do 1,100. I think that's a Roma Cup.
It is.
For age.
Yep.
And then into the Quokka.
So those are likely to be her 2 runs for the autumn. Then she has a good break, and then you do look to go east, Pete, and that is with the Golden Eagle. Yeah,
that's our main aim, and that gives her 2 runs. It doesn't overtax her, and then she has another good 6 to 7 week spell, and then we'll prepare her for the Golden Eagle.
Is there a chance that Quokka Day could be the last time that we see her race here in WA, Pete?
I think it'll be almost certain it'll be our last day here.
So on that basis, with TABtouch being an iconic WA brand, calling on all West Australians to obviously get involved with TABtouch, have a bet with TABtouch on the day, but also the chance to get out and see this magnificent filly one last time before they have to get on a plane to go and see her.
Yes, yeah, but I think it's going to be a great day, and well done to Rawa for putting this on, and it's going to be a very, very special day, and I think we're going to get a huge crowd there that day. So it'll be great atmosphere.
Peter, has it sunk in yet, her victory in the Group 1?
Yeah, probably just down to earth now and back to normal life, but it probably took a week. Simon reckoned it took him a week, but I think he was drunk for a week, so he hadn't sobered up a week later to realise what had happened. Yeah?
How was your lunch on the Sunday? They tell me it was reasonably large.
Oh, was it large? Well, the champagne bill was $10,000 and the cocktails were worth was $8,000 bill, so you can put the rest on and you can come. It was quite a sizable bill, but well worth it. I mean, the people there was the people behind Amelia Park, Simon and all his team, and Kelly and Patrick, and they were the people behind her success this campaign. And, without them, she wouldn't have got there, particularly what was already spoken about. So, they deserved everything. They got spoilt that day, but they spoiled us by getting her up and about and did an unbelievable job with her.
Absolutely. And Pete, I know she was last seen winning a Group 1 at weight for age over 1,800 metres, but Simon's adamant that if he's given the licence to train her for a short course event like a Roma Cup, like a Quokka, that she can still be very lethal, very dangerous and very successful at the 6 furlongs.
Yeah, my personal opinion, it's only my opinion, I think she's a better sprinter. We really don't know, and Simon doesn't know how far she'd go, but I just thought when you look at the 1,200 metre runs, etc., and 1,100, she was explosive, and I think she's just a better sprinter. And of course, Siuni was more of a sprinter. Her mother was sort of up to 1,600, but I just think, although I think the Golden Eagle will suit it, 1,500 will suit it. That'll be a pet distance, I say, but I really do believe she's a better sprinter than a miler up. But time will tell.
Is it conceivable, Peter, that we haven't seen the best of her yet?
I like to think so. I mean, I'm probably dreaming, but when you look at this campaign, to put on 40-odd kilos, she went up the same weight as she came back after winning the Karrakatta. So to try and put 40 kilos on a plus, and then she got a bit of the virus, and for her to come out and do what she did, I'm thinking, well, what is there when she has a clean campaign and no interruptions?
Peter, I'd be very interested to get your thoughts. As much as you're interested in what your filly is doing, you have got the best interest of WA racing at heart. These 5 weeks of the Pinnacles, how have you reflected on what's been a brand new carnival and the momentum that's been generated over the past month or so?
Yeah, I thought it was a great success, and hopefully we can build on it now and improve it. We always look to improving everything, whatever we do. But I thought it was a great start, and I think we can improve it. And it's great to see the young people back, and now they're catering for the young people because that's our future. And they're doing it in Sydney and Melbourne. You can see they're catering for the young ones. They're doing it here. I mean, the day they had the Irish band, it was going off. I think that was Guinea's Day. Yes. And the young people dancing, and it's a bit of both. And they like to have a bet. They like to have a bit of entertainment. So I think the crowds are great, and it was a great success.
Is it as exciting as you've ever seen it here in WA, the racing, and what is to come, obviously, with the Quokka?
Yeah, look, it's for a long, long time. It's probably the most exciting I've seen, but I still remember when we won the Perth Cup with King Canute. I think there's 42,000 people there, so that was pretty electric that day.
Well, we are so excited to have 2 famous WA brands, Amelia Park and TABtouch, teaming up, and we thank you for picking TABtouch for your wonder filly to be running in the slot. Amelia's Jewel, the Quokka, 1,200 metres, April 15. Bring it on, and we will keep in touch with you between now and then. There is a lot of excitement that will be generated as a result of this announcement.
Yeah, my pleasure. It was great to be with TABtouch. So we look forward now for the big race.
Absolutely we do, Peter. Thanks very much. Have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year, and we'll speak to you in early January.
Thanks, boys. Bye.
Peter Walsh with us from Amelia Park, of course, owner and breeder of Amelia's Jewel Diggers. What about that?
It's a coup, isn't it? The first thoroughbred locked away for the $4 million Quokka mid-April next year, Tim, and I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised with the chatter that is about this race that it can't be something of a throwback in regards to a crowd figure there at Ascot. It could be in the mid to high teens. It might hopefully push 20 because there's nothing else in competition to it on that day. Both of our AFL teams are away.
Yes.
They play on a Friday and a Sunday.
Yes.
There is clear air for everyone to get to Ascot. And as you mentioned, and it's a good point, this is going to be the last time you get to see Amelia's Jewel here in Western Australia. Don't waste it.
No. So it's the most important signing of the Western Trilogy. This signature was the most important one, Diggers. Of all of the signatures that you could get for the 14 thoroughbred, 10 harness and 8 greyhound side of it, this is the one.
She's the horse who garners attention beyond our borders. You know, she is a horse who's on the lips of everyone on the East Coast, Amelia's Jewel. Understandably so. She's won in excess of 1.67 million from 7 starts. She's been beaten once when she had to concede weight to the fillies in the Burgess Queen. Laced Up Heels beat her that day. She was terrific, Laced Up Heels. Amelia's Jewel was very, very good. Then she goes and beats the boys. And then she goes and beats the boys and the older horses at weight for age in a Group 1. She is a bona fide star, and she is going to be racing for TABtouch in the $4 million Quokka mid-April at Ascot. It's great news.
All right, let's welcome in the Chief Wagering Officer at TABtouch, Michael Saunders, now to get the TABtouch side of things. Michael, a very good morning to you. I dare say it's a day that you were really hoping came around nice and soon after announcing the Western Trilogy earlier on this year.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I'd like to say it's been a peaceful couple of weeks, but it hasn't. And really thanks to the TABtouch team who've made it work. I don't know Simon that well, so we got teed up and we sat down and discussed the option for Amelia's Jewel. And like you said, all the hype around the horse, the lead up, Macca's call in the Northerly was a great one. It just means so much for WA. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
And the contract is signed. It's all put down and it's all locked and loaded, Michael?
Yes, Diggers. Wouldn't be on the radio, I don't think, otherwise. It's a pretty big deal. So, no, very happy that Walshy and Simon got on board. So, and looking at, the pinnacles and what a great carnival it's been, we've all seen Simon on Channel 10. Whether he's laughing or crying, he's a great character. So we're looking forward to working with him in the lead up to the race because, like you say, it's one day next year that people are going to remember. And, Ascot Racecourse, it's been glowing purple for the last 5 weeks. I think, the crowd's going to be bouncing that day and, what a day to be there.
Absolutely. Now, I think she was on the radar of many slot holders, Amelia's Jewel. That was well before the Drummond Golf Northerly Stakes. She wins that. It's a Group 1. What was your initial thought when she crossed the line there?
Look, we knew the competition was going to be pretty hot, but the team sort of said, a few months back said, look, do we want to win this thing or not? So we quickly said yes, and a couple of the experts in the team narrowed down a few horses. And look, I think winning the Northerly, I was in the grandstand when Northerly won the Cox Plate, when he won the Caulfield Cup the following week. That tipped my mind, or, I was over the line probably before, if not after the Northerly. So, and I guess my big question, and Walshy might have answered it before, going from 18 back to a 1200 race, being set for a sprinting prep. I'm not a racehorse expert, so the guys assure me that they'll be set and trying to win the race.
How exciting is it for TABtouch to have a part of what potentially could be, and a significant part at that, what could be Amelia's Jewel's last race here in WA?
yeah, it's pretty epic, isn't it? Like, I feel blessed most days running the Tab and with the team. We have a lot of fun across racing and sport, but, it's our first time as a slot holder, and to secure, a horse that's going to get a lot of eyeballs, it's really exciting. So I guess for the customers listening today, we've got a lot of loyal customers in WA. So if they've got any ideas, we're going to run some kind of competition to be a part of the Amelia Park campaign, if you like. So, if you've got any ideas of how they'd like to participate, send a few messages in, and we're going to think of something for the new year.
Absolutely, and I dare say there is the little matter of a Christmas and a New Year break, Michael, but soon into early January, I dare say the marketing team here will go to work in conjunction with yourself and a lot of other people with a view to really, really pumping up not only Amelia's Jewel in the TABtouch slot, but the Quokka in itself.
Yeah, look, there's going to be a heap of opportunities, and it sounds like Walsh's parties are pretty good too, so we might even have to... I'd like to see what champagne he was drinking, but so look, you're 4 months away. There's heaps to do, and you respect obviously all the athletes that play our sport, and the horses are some of those. And you go out to Ascot and see them in the morning or having a swim in the pool, and you realise what it takes to get a horse to the track, and let alone win a big race. So it's just magic, and we'll try and. Probably, I heard Simon on the commercial station in the afternoon a few months back talking to the general public about Amelia's Jewel. So that's what we want to make a real big story out of this one.
And I dare say you must be really happy the fact that WA Racing is making a significant splash, because just a couple of weeks before the Quokka and also the Nullarbor and the Sandgroper, we've got the championships over in Sydney. But right now, all of the talk is about the Western Trilogy and who's going to race in what slot. To have WA Racing and also TABtouch front and centre, you must be really, really pleased, Michael.
Yeah, no, and well done to Dave Hunter and the racing team for a good program across the Pinnacles. We're happy to support it with the best special money back to fourth that we've ever had in WA. So the punters don't have to worry. It's going to come back for the Perth Cup, and you'll get to have another go at it then. But yeah, no, it's the Pinnacles has been great, and the build up for next year is looking just as good. So no, I can't say it's a great way to end the year. And yeah, really looking forward to working with Simon and the team, and bringing Amelia's story to life next year.
Well, hopefully the next part of the puzzle is that she goes there and wins the West Aussie Wonder Filly. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thanks, guys. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Chief Wagering Officer here at Racing and Wagering Western Australia, Michael Saunders, with us on the program. Diggers, that's a whirlwind 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is, and it's great that obviously Peter and his team at Amelia Park and Simon and TABtouch could come to the agreement, because you want to see the best horse flesh run around for a purse of $4 million, and with a start point of Amelia's Jewel, you're in a really good space. And who knows, Tim, we might be able to head down to Amelia Park yourself, the Sports Daily team, and we'll get a lot of people down there in the southwest, maybe come to an outside broadcast down there at Amelia Park. We can go and have a look at the filly. We can have a chat to Peter, Sarah. We can have a chat to Simon, maybe some bacon and eggs, and have a look at the filly go through her paces before she does come back up to Ascot. And I think Peter's probably right. She'd probably have one trial, then she would go to the Roma Cup, and then she would go to the $4 million Quokka, and she will make her presence felt. There's no knock on that.
And won't the Roma Cup now be a race?
Oh,
that's
my oath it will.
Be a beautiful
over 1,100 metres.
Yes, so a change up there, which obviously that's understandable given the fact the sheer magnitude of the Quokka, the $4 million Quokka. It's the biggest piece of the jigsaw puzzle to date so far. So we've got two slots locked and loaded, Laverajo on the harness side of it, and then on the thoroughbred side of it, Amelia's Jewel will run for TABtouch in the $4 million Quokka. Back with more Hour of Power on the other side of the break.
This traffic update is
Join Tim Walker and Digby Beecham on the Sports Daily each weekday morning from 5:30.